Hi, and thank you for joining us. Welcome to the economic analysis of Target, the corporation, by Group 2. Target is a retail chain that has many different kinds of merchandise, ranging from groceries and electronics to household daily essentials to apparel for the entire family and pet supply items. More specifically, they sell household essentials, including pharmacy, beauty, personal care, baby care, cleaning, and paper products. Their hard lines comprise of music, movies, books, computer software, sporting goods, and toys, as well as electronics that comprise video game, software, hardware, apparel and accessories consisting of apparel for women, men, boys, girls, toddlers, infants, and newborns, pretty much the whole family. And intimate apparel, jewelry, accessories, and shoes. They sell both national and Target branded items. Nothing has changed much in this area for Target. Customers are often referred to as guests. They are comprised of anyone in need of general household merchandise at a reasonable or discounted price. The only notable changes for Target over the years are they made a move to have more of an online shop and pick up in the store presence, and they withdrew from the Canadian market. Thank you for listening on the generalities of Target as a corporation. Next, you'll hear about the microeconomics. Thank you.
As we researched the microeconomic conditions of the United States over the last 10 years, it was revealed that Target's history has been full of risk changes and accomplishments within the last 10 years. Being an oligopoly, Target's largest competitor is Walmart. The fact that Target's marketing strategy is centered around their customers' experience and loyalty greatly does set them apart from Walmart, while Walmart is more of a price-conscious company. Perks like the Red Card, established in 2010, did increase customer preferences. For Target's products, this was by giving them a 5% discount on every purchase they made when they did use the Target Red Card. This also enhanced the customer experience and did reward valued customers. This helped increase the revenue of Target, which did accumulate to hundreds of millions of dollars each year. In 2013, Target did sell their U.S. customer credit card portfolio to TD and did recognize a gain of $391 million that year. Another interesting factor about Target is they do own rather than lease most of their retail stores. They also own their corporate headquarters and distribution centers for retail and grocery. By investing in stores that are owned rather than leased, this gives Target a huge advantage on using capital investments because they don't have to pay back debt for many years, so they have a low fixed cost. They do utilize their own supply chain and employ their own carriers and drivers because it does minimize the expense of transporting goods to customers from warehouses by avoiding the involvement of third-party customers, so they do save by having their own logistics. Target's strong supply chain and technology infrastructure are both relevant reasons why they are a successful retailer and can compete with Walmart over the years. There is another intelligent choice that Target does make, which is when they enter into arrangements with vendors and nationally branded products on their shelves. They don't purchase for the merchandise until the merchandise is sold to the guest. And with that, this has given them over $1,800 million in sales, and this was in 2012. Target does choose to reinvest in current stores and does apply capital gains to new stores. Target customers do feel that their stores are clean when they shop, and that does make them want to return and keep coming back, being loyal customers to Target. Most customers would say that the stores are the workers are friendly and knowledgeable, and that also encourages them to return. Sadly, although the company has been making smart decisions, there was a data breach in 2013 that did drop sales because customers' card information was stolen. Target recorded that year, 2013, $61 million in expenses related to providing credit monitoring services in for their guests. Increasing staffing was another expense they had to do in call centers. And they did an effort to recover from the breach and regain customer trust. They invested $100 million to equip the red cards and install card readers with chip-enabled smart card technology in 2015. And also to further avoid that breach, another breach, Target opened their first cyber fusion facility in 2015. This facility did bring Target's information security teams together, and this was to work in the best conditions and operate 24/7 around the clock, and uses human intelligence and analytics and cutting-edge technology to protect Target and their customers going forward in the future. After this breach, another huge thing that happened was that there was a lot different changes in upper management and corporate. So Mike McNamara filled the role as Chief Information Officer. The data breach necessitated certain leadership changes to help Target move forward, improving their security. There was also brand new roles that delegated within the company, and this was to help with innovation. So certain roles such as Chief Strategy Innovation Officer was new. And with all these leadership roles changes, this did lead Target to improve and become a powerhouse, which is due to Target's success in having the right people in the right roles. A significant change did occur in 2015 when Target did sell their pharmacy and clinics chains to CVS. So they no longer had a pharmacy; it was sold to CVS. Target, with that, Target wanted to offer a consistent, convenient shopping experience for guests, regardless of the ultimate sale channel, meaning that they worked with vendors and third parties such as CVS to offer their guests more reliable services. This choice ultimately left merchandise in addition to Target's merging with certain third-party companies. They also attempted to expand in the Canadian market in 2014. However, prices in Canada were higher than in the United States, and because of this, the Canadian market was not responding well to the Target stores. Not only were customers hesitant to first enter the store, there was also a lot of issues when it came to the store's inventory. So instead of using the parent company system that Target had in the United States, Target decided to adopt an untried Canadian system and decided to outsource their distribution center management, logistics, merchandise. So ultimately, this choice left merchandise stuck in distribution centers and caused the customers that did not enter to complain about empty shelves and higher prices. So consequently, Target lost billions of dollars and liquidated the Canadian stores by 2015. Target was able to recover because they did decide to use the capital to buy their stores and owed less debt. Although the failed Canadian market was detrimental and loss of the company billions of dollars, Target continued and continues to grow to be a staple in households and homes everywhere due to their business strategy and putting capital back into their stores and their infrastructure. Over the years, Target has been trying to build a good reputation to improve their customers' perceptions of the company. Not only do they sell national brand items, but Target has also started store brands, which resulted in huge success for their food, apparel, home decor, and household essentials. Target also innovates and launches new store brands. So constantly they are letting go of some brands and starting new brands. Like for instance, Target currently has 40 owned brands and plans to launch 3 new brands that will align preferences of the millennials. So Target stays up to date with fashion trends and high quality products that does differentiate them well from Walmart. And that is the microeconomics, and next will be the macroeconomics.
Macroeconomics has changed over the last 10 years. However, the U.S. economy represents 20% of the global output and is still the largest and most significant in the world. The U.S. economy is advanced in technology and has a focus with service companies in technology, financial, healthcare, and retail. The U.S. is able to sustain their status with access to large amounts of natural resources and physical infrastructure, with both people and government being committed. In the early 2000s, the U.S. economy experienced a dip in activity related to the dot-com burst and terrorist attacks in 2001, inhibiting activity and business trust in the economy. The Fed stepped in to help the stressed economy by lowering interest rates to spur more activity. This choice later was seen as the reason the housing market took a significant turn and said to lead to the recession that began in 2008. The U.S. account balance has been formed by international trade flows, ongoing trade deficits, resulting in an overall deficit for the United States. Profits from these assets and investments owned abroad have little influence on the current account. An increase in these profits would not be enough to offset the large trade deficit, as more products are being imported rather than exported. 80% of the foreign direct investments come from UK, Japan, and Netherlands, which places the United States at risk with other countries experiencing setbacks. Since 2013, the United States has shown steady growth in population, GDP, and consumption. Population steadily increased from 316 million in 2013 to 325 million in 2017. Consumption was 1.5 in 2013, with a jump in 2015 to 3.7, and in 2017 it was 2.5. GDP in 2013 was 1.8, increasing to 2.9 in 2015, and slightly decreased in 2017 to 2.2. Retail sales in 2013 were 3.6, a high of 4.3 in 2014, and stayed steady at 4.2 in 2017. Macroeconomics changes definitely affects businesses like Target Corporation in workforce numbers, income of employees, pricing structure of products, value of stock, property values, and consumer spending. With businesses confident that sales and profit will rise, they increase the production of goods and services while investing in more structures and equipment, which all stimulate the economy. In 2015, shortly after Target announced senior leadership changes, they revealed their strategic plan to restructure their business. This included eliminating 1,700 positions in their headquarters, and an additional 1,400 job openings were closed. In March 2015, the unemployment rate was 5.4%, with a labor participation rate of 62.2%. With new federal tax laws in 2017, Target deployed additional cash flow to long-standing capital priorities, including capital investments, dividends, and additional share repurchase. They also announced to increase their minimum hourly wage for all team members to $11 an hour, with the pledge to increase it to $15 an hour by the year 2020. The majority of their sales are generated from California, Texas, Florida, Minnesota, and Illinois. During the recession between 2007 and 2009, the Fed utilized quantitative easing, large-scale asset purchasing, to help re-stimulate the economy and increase the Fed's total assets from $869 billion in 2007 to nearly $4.5 trillion in 2017. In 2014, the program QE ended. In 2007, the GDP affected Target as it caused concern with consumers and impending recession, and consumers were more focused on purchasing more non-durable goods versus durable goods, leaving Target with a decrease in revenue. In 2009, Target reduced their workforce, held salary increases for senior leaders, and restructured their plan to open new stores. As things started to pick back up, Target expanded in Canada in 2011. And between 2013 and 2014, Target experienced a data breach, changes in leadership, and stopped operations in Canada in 2015. And they formed a new strategy to focus more on their signature business and increase traffic in stores and online sales. In 2015, they developed partnerships with CVS Pharmacy, and in 2017, continued to see an increase in sales and higher revenue from consumer spending. The CEO credits these positive outcomes to the Tax Act and effective tax rates, a healthy economy, and a low unemployment rate.
After studying these economic conditions, our group came up with some expectations and recommendations for Target as a company. We expect that they will invest around $7 billion into the company within the next 3 years to help them compete with Amazon and Walmart, their two biggest competitors. We also expect Target to invest in more private label clothing brands because this is a way that they focus on exclusivity. Exclusivity is a way that Target will set themselves apart from their competitors and will also help increase revenue. In the coming years, their total stock value is also expected to increase as more investors put money into the company. Although these are all good things for Target, we also expect them to focus less on grocery because it is not keeping up as well with Walmart's grocery section. Although they are not going to completely cut out their grocery section, they will not be expanding. They will only be increasing the labor put in this section in order to help their customers feel more attended to and hope that they will keep coming back. They will also set themselves apart in the grocery by starting their own food brand, which will be organic and non-GMO. Given all of these factors, we also have certain recommendations for the company. The labor participation rate is expected to decrease by 2.5% in the coming years. And because of this, we recommend that Target does not try to increase hiring or focus on that a lot, but maybe focus on increasing wages and retaining the current workers that they have. We also recommend that they start proceeding cautiously due to the trade war and potentially suffering stock market. They do not need to make any large cuts because a full economic recovery is expected by the year 2020, but they should not be taking any large risks or expensive changes to the company. They should focus on enhancing their current stores and improving the brand overall. Team 2 thanks you for your time, and we hope that this was useful.